Hey everyone, this is Lesky here, back with another FIFA 21 Pro Clubs player build for you guys today. In this video, we'll be going over this Messi center forward build. Back in the earlier stages of FIFA 21, I posted a Messi cam build, but I received a few requests for a Messi center forward build since, and I also posted a poll on my YouTube community page for the next player I should post on my YouTube channel, like the next build, and Messi won the vote, of course, as you guys can see. So let's get started and talk about the height and weight of this build. I decided to try and be a little more accurate when it comes to height for this build compared to my Cam Messi build. I believe on that Messi build, I have him listed as 5'4", the Messi Cam build. So this time I tried to be a little bit more accurate when it came to the height, and I went for 5'6", and then the weight is 174 pounds, the same as the Cam build. But Messi is listed as 5'7" on FIFA, and it actually says Messi is listed as 72 kilograms on Footbin, which converting that to pounds, let's see. I do not know. That is 158, 159 pounds. So we are a little bit more over on the weight, like realistically. But if you go any less, it changes the stats, and then you get a skinnier body type, as you can see like this, and it really just doesn't look Messi like. So I think the 174 gets you definitely the closest to Messi's unique body type that he has on FIFA. So that's it for the body page on this Messi center forward build. Just make sure you're listed as 5'6" and 174 pounds, and you'll be good to go. Let's head on over to the skill tree now. Over here on the playstyle screen, as you guys can see, I've named it Messi center forward. We are a center forward, 5'6", 174 pounds, and we are left-footed. Messi is actually left-footed in real life, so if you want to be extra realistic, go for left-footed, but it really does not matter. And then for me, this build is an 89 overall. For a lot of y'all, it could be less, just depending on how many games y'all played. I played over 1,000 Pro Clubs games, so I have a lot of experience, so my stats go up passively after every single game, and that's why I got an 89 overall for the center forward build. So don't be worried if you have a lower overall than me. So now let's head on over to the skill tree. And actually, one thing I wanted to point out before we get started on this skill tree. So we all kind of know that FIFA 21 is kind of dying down the life cycle of the game, and then FIFA 22 will be coming out. So there won't be too many more builds that I will be posting on my channel. This one and maybe a couple more will be like the last ones I have on my channel, and then the rest of my videos will just be like maybe gameplay or funny moments we've had in the past, and then we'll be moving on to FIFA 22 content, of course. But one thing I wanted to note before we got into the skill tree is that with the gameplay, I didn't play very many games with this build at all. I had to go into drop-ins just to get some gameplay for you guys to visually see, and just so I could get a feel of the build. But I only played like one actual D1 game, and then the rest, like my team hasn't been playing very much lately. It's just towards the end of the life cycle of FIFA 21, so you just kind of have to expect that. But I'm excited for FIFA 22, but I just wanted to let you guys know there's not much gameplay in this video compared to my other ones. So I hope you don't mind that, and let's get started. So to make this Messi center forward build, I looked at his right wing 93 rated gold card on Ultimate Team, which is his lowest card on FIFA, his base card. And that's just the best because, as I said, this build's an 89 rated overall for me. So we can't even get up to 93 in the first place unless we got more skill points given, but we don't. So we kind of just have to settle for a lower version of Messi, the best version of Messi I can make. So on the physical page, we didn't go for anything strength-wise or jumping because he has 68 jumping, 72 stamina, 69 strength, and 44 aggression on his gold card. Physical and defending are his worst two categories, as you'd expect. So we're not going to focus on that. The only thing that we did on this right section is went for the second wind because you don't have really good stamina. As a small center forward, you only have 82 stamina, so it's not that great. You're going to need the second win for that 75th minute to get the boost of stamina. That extra boost, it will help a lot towards the end game. But if you are playing any while using this Messi build, I would actually go so far to actually take off everything maybe. I don't know, 76 stamina might be too much, even if you're too little, even if you're playing any. So maybe you would want to get it to this one because it gives you +2 for 1 skill point. So that's pretty solid. And then you could, yeah, that's what I would do. Just go to this third stamina, and it'll give you +2, and it'll get you 80 stamina. So that's doable, and you won't have too much of a problem with stamina, I don't think. So I would leave all the rest of this off and then use the rest of the skill points, honestly, on anything really you would like. But for now, we're going to have the second wind on. For all the people that aren't going to be playing any with this build, you're going to want the second wind on. So now let's move on to dribbling. As you'd expect, we have a ton of stuff on the dribbling page. Messi's the master of dribbling. So we went for basically the full balance upgrade because he has a ton of balance and really good agility. We just had to leave off this +2 agility just to get the higher balance than agility, because that's what he has on all of his cards. Like on his lowest rated one that I'm looking at is 91 agility, 95 balance. So he has some absurd balance that we can't get as a 5'6" center forward, even with the higher weight. The higher weight allows you to get more balance, which makes it more of a Messi build too. So that's why we have the 174 pounds as well. Just the stats make it more Messi-esque. So we have solid agility and balance stats of 90 and 91. And then if you go over to the right side, we have a lot of dribbling. Make sure you get this extra ball control focus. And I went all the way down for the 4-star skills and the flare trait. I didn't go for the 5-star skills on this build since Messi only has 4-star on all of his builds. I could have made a 5-star skill version, but I decided to go really accurate with this build and just go for 4-star. I do know Messi does not have the flare trait actually on FIFA, which is very surprising to me. I think he definitely should, so I have the flare trait on, but if you want to make it even more accurate, you could take it off and add it to agility, I guess, but you would have more agility than balance. I would probably just add it to shooting or passing, or even pace if you have enough skill points for that, possibly. But I kept the flare trait on because it's just really helpful to make those backheel passes and those fancy one-time passes, just so you can get passes off in like crazy weird angles and directions. It can be really clutch. So that's it for the dribbling page. Let's head on over to passing. We have really good dribbling stats like Messi's card. So on this page, on this left side, we got this 2 short pass on the left, and then what we wanted to do was go for the long passing focus, upgrade the long passing as much as we can, because Messi's passing stats are 91 long passing and 91 short passing. So we're not gonna be able to touch those, but we can try and get as close as we can with the skill points we have. And then we got this long passing advanced focus to bump it up to 82, and then it gets some extra curve because he has a ton of curve as well, 93 curve. And then we get even more curve with this +3. And then I just added an extra crossing because he has 84 crossing or 85 crossing, just to get it a little bit closer to what he has. So that's all we have for this passing page. Comparing him to Messi's stats, he has 95 vision compared to our 78. We can't even get close to that. As a small center forward, their vision stats get lower and you can't bump it up on the skill tree, obviously. He has 85 crossing, 91 short pass, 91 long pass, and 93 curve. So we can't really get too close to any of those stats for this center forward build, but that's all right. This build's more focused on scoring and playing up front rather than being the playmaker. So this is it for all the stuff on this passing page. Like I said, it's not going to be as close to what Messi's card actually has, but if you want a better passing Messi build, check out that cam build. So let's head on over to the shooting section now, where we have a lot of skill points on this page. And the shooting section actually might be the most accurate when it comes to any of the categories compared to Messi's 93 rated gold card. He has 95 finishing compared to our 95 finishing exactly. He has 86 shot power, which is like the one stat, and then probably free kick actually. Those are like the 2 stats that we're not going to be able to get too close to. As a small center forward in pro clubs, we just can't get that much shot power, even though we did try and upgrade it. And then looking at the long shots, he has exactly 94 long shots compared to ours when we upgraded this with the long shots advanced focus, which gives you +3 long shots, which is quite nice. And then he has exactly 88 volleys as well. You just get these first 2 volleys right here, and that gets you to exactly 88 what he has. And then he has 75 penalties, which we have better penalties default stats anyways at 86. So pretty much all the passing stats are the exact same, except we have better pins and he has better shot power. So I guess that's a little bit of a trade-off. I would definitely rather have the more shot power though. So make sure when you're using this build to try long shots. Has crazy long shots, 94 long shots with pretty good shot power for a small build. That's actually solid shot power for pro clubs, don't get me wrong. And then you have the finesse shot trait with all the curve that we added on the passing page, 88 curve. That'll help a lot with the finesse shots, give you a lot more curl, and whippage on those shots. So the finesse shots from outside the box should be really dirty. Give those a try. And now let's head on over to the pace page. Here we are on this pace page, which is honestly probably the most difficult one to get accurate compared to Messi, because Messi has a big split when it comes to acceleration and sprint speed now in FIFA 21. On his gold card, he has 91 acceleration and 80 sprint speed. We're going to have an overall higher pace than that, anyways. But what I kind of tried to focus on was make a little bit of a split and get higher acceleration and sprint speed. It's not going to be a plus 11 difference between acceleration and sprint speed like Messi has. It's only going to be plus 5, but that's not too bad. And you don't really want that big of a split, anyways. You only want a little bit. I do prefer having more acceleration than sprint speed, but I would also prefer having 94, 95 acceleration and 93 sprint speed or something. But we can't get it that high since on all these categories, Messi's well rounded. So we had to add a lot of skill points to all these categories. And this is just the skill points we had left for the pace page. So that's it for this build, guys. Just make sure when you are using this build to play it kind of like Messi does, almost like drop in and play more of a playmaking role. You have really good passing stats as a center forward. Like, you don't need to be the one getting inside the box trying to get crosses and headers. Like, leave that up to your bigger striker or more of a target man if you have one of those on the field, and you're the one that plays off of him, passes it to him, makes runs off of him and behind, or comes into the midfield, gets the ball at your feet, and opens up some spaces for more people up top, and you can play in through balls and behind. Just think about the strengths of this build when it comes to passing, long range shot shooting, really good dribbling. It doesn't have crazy pace, but it has pretty solid acceleration. Um, I think you'll have a lot of fun using this build. It is extremely accurate when it comes to Messi's gold card and Ultimate Team. And honestly, I think this is probably the most accurate you can get for making a Messi center forward build in pro clubs. At least in my opinion, other than maybe taking off the flare trait and then adding it to something else. But I'm just a huge fan of flare trait, and I don't know why Messi doesn't have it in the first place. But this is going to wrap up this video, guys. Please let me know if you do try this build out, how it went for you. I would love to hear that. And hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.